quickly run through some players that we liked. I liked George Hurst. Obviously, he was my man of the match. Deserved it.
Wasn't just
needed
the goals
it
from him, was it? He was backing into centre halves, a couple of nice bits of link play where he just chested it off, little layoffs. Works hard, as we know, for the team, but he was just a bit sharper in his all-round play today, wasn't he?
He was, and he needed that more than anyone on the pitch. If you asked who needed a brace today, he'd probably be towards the top of that list. Took the goals really well. Hungry, desire, came off with an injury around the quad and hamstring area. He says he's fine, but that came from his desire of chasing down a hat-trick. I'll ask you about Nunez in a second, but in terms of the others, Sindra I thought was excellent. Jack Taylor stepped up really well. A credit to Cedric Kipre, who makes defending look like almost the hardest thing in the world in a good way. Like the amount of effort that goes into everything he does.
I know what you mean.
There's almost like a theatrical element into it. I think I've used the description, I can't remember with who, but like in those movies about bodyguards where like they dive in front of a bullet to save the president. It feels like he does that. So those would be the standouts. I thought Darnell Furlong excellent as well. Talk to me about Nunez to finish, and if there's anyone else that stood out.
Furlong would be one I'd definitely be wanting to give a name check to today. I thought he was rock solid with his old man Paul, former Chelsea player who is kind of Mr. QPR, was a few rows in front of us in the press box. I think he's got a role at QPR, isn't he? I'm not quite sure what that is. But I thought he was really good at right back today. Nunez in the 10. Strip away his 2 free kicks today. I don't know if we'd necessarily come away from this game saying he's the answer to the number 10, and that was suddenly off the back of West Brom a good cameo, an exciting cameo in the number 10 role, albeit later in the game against tiring legs. He looked really creative. Today, a couple of times he gave the ball away, and that especially in that frantic period at the back end of the first half when QPR were striking on the counter a few times. I'm not ready to sit here and say he is the answer to the number 10 issues that Ipswich have got at the moment. But he's got his 2 free kicks today, and Kieran McKenna says it comes as no surprise to him. Obviously, it comes as no surprise to us because we've been on the receiving end of it when he was a Norwich player. But his free kick ability is well known. But Kieran McKenna said he's probably one of the best I've worked with. And bearing in mind he's worked with Cristiano Ronaldo and a few others at Manchester United, that's pretty high praise, isn't it? But I don't know, what did you make of Nunez in his overall play?
Yeah, the overall play is interesting, where I think some of the passes were a little bit loose, but I like his movement. I like the way that he can kind of turn into space, and when the pass comes off, he's that metronome in the middle that works really well and is different to Sam Smodics and is different to Chuba Akpom in that role. I think he's a different kind of player, essentially. We know that, and it's good to have those options. I think he'll get most of his moments in a deeper role this season when Smodics returns, but yeah, a lot to like from that.